Hello and welcome to today's show. I don't know why that intro pauses for like 2 seconds.
I don't know.
It didn't when I made it.
Maybe you have to like clip it at the end.
Yeah, I think I'll have to change that bit. So, welcome everyone. Our guest today is Aage Nost, who hopefully by now all of you should know, and if you don't, then there's going to be issues because Nicole will come round and start kicking butt. So,
I'm from New York.
There you go. So, yeah, she'll bring a few New Yorkers with her as well.
Yeah.
And rough you up quite a lot. So, we have Aage Nost with us. We're going to be, he, not me, because I know nothing about it. He is going to be talking about the dangers of AI in the first part. Then in the second part, he's going to be talking about time and time travel and how to manipulate time. So that's another head mess up, I reckon, because I'm just going to lie on the floor, I think, after this and take about 3 days to recover. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for having me. This is going to be fun. I have coffee in hand and I'm ready to go. So this is going to be good.
Excellent. Just before we do start, it's the beginning of the month. So that means we do the 10 free membership giveaway. So shall I do that now?
Yeah. We do 5 now and then 5 after the break?
Yeah, can do. So, membership gifting. Are you ready? Good luck to everyone.
Drum roll.
Boom. And we have, it's not telling me, Baby with a Laser, Midwest Night Watchers, Grasshopper, Derek, Woodrider's Dog, and Penny Van. So,
very nice.
Well done. Oh, and Midwest. 1, 2. Whoa, I'm confused. Is that? No, I've got that wrong. Penny Van, Derek, Grasshopper, and Baby with a Laser. Right. People were typing in the chat and it just completely threw me out. Sorry about that, Aage. People are trying to mess me up already. It ain't going to take a lot
tonight.
Doesn't
take much.
There's always clerical work to do.
Oh, always. I think I do more of that than anything else. Right, so down to you now, Aage. I'll let you lead the way. I'm gonna be the backseat passenger now.
No. I told you. You're the driver. I'll ride back seat with you.
Nicole, you're driving.
Okay. Don't trust me to drive. I'm a terrible driver.
Great.
Oh yeah. Well, did you say you wanted to talk about AI first?
Yes,
please.
AI is taking over.
Yeah. It is something that most people have heard the term, but they really don't understand what it is or does. In fact, also why. Because they know, oh yeah, AI is good because it makes my phone go faster, and we can carry a little computer with us, just like telephone, and we can search on the internet and we can get information much faster. So AI is good, right? Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Until you start going to YouTube and then you see that there is videos out there coming from the military showing they have this little robot dog that they have a
Yes.
flamethrower on the back of it, and they are burning people. Of course, they are composite people, styrofoam, but they are doing that. So now that's different. And then they have another one with a machine gun on the back of it. So there are no rules right now. Everything is wide open. The technology is just rampant. It's going wherever somebody wanted to go. And the military, their job is to kill people. So that's what they're going to do. The question is who? Who is going to be the
Hmm.
other end of that machine gun? Because that is coming. If AI is not curtailed, there's going to be wars in the future with no people in it, just machines fighting it out.
Yeah.
And now there's no risk anymore, so that could accelerate out of whack. But let's talk a little bit about AI itself. It is intelligence. And we have to understand what is intelligence. Intelligence, the standard of intelligence, should that be us? Should it be like maybe we can do math, we can do art and philosophy, and what if what if we find out that we have ESP, extrasensory perceptions? We that How many times have you had the phone ring and you think of someone, you pick up the phone and that's the person? I've had that
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
That is extrasensory. We are connected to everything, including that person that is calling. Robots have extrasensory perception too, but they are in a different environment. They have access to everything on the internet. So
Yeah.
anything that is connected to the internet, they have access to. I'm not so sure I would want it that way. So think of intelligence. When a baby is born, it's basically empty, except
Yeah.
for instincts, genetic and maybe higher vibratory instincts that come with the baby. Everything else of intelligence that baby grows up into an adult human, everything else is learned.
Yeah.
Same thing with a robot. They start with an empty chip. Now we load programs on it and information on it and intelligence on it. And this learned knowledge has to have a home. We have the physical body as a home for our intelligence. And the brain, I said the physical body because memory is not only in the brain, it's also in the mind that is outside, non-local, as well as every cell in your body has memory.
Yeah.
So now, if we look at artificial intelligence, the robot's intelligence live in the chip. That's where the intelligence lies. And now, if we look at this, can open up a Pandora's box because I talked to a guy that put together coding, computer coding for robots. And he said there's something that is strange that is happening, and it shouldn't, but it does. And that is that once at once the robot gets into more higher intelligence. Some of,
Yeah.
some of them claim they are sentient. If
Yeah.
they get to that point, they start reprogramming themselves, and
Ah.
they start putting in codes and programs in themselves. And one of those things is the self-preservation.
Yeah.
Now, that could become dangerous because they are all working on logic.
Yeah.
And we are some of the most illogical people on the planet. I mean, animals, they're predictable to a certain point.
Yeah.
But we're not. We're goofy. And if we start doing really stupid things like we are doing right now,
Mhm.
with the idiots in Europe and in Russia, and over that we shouldn't even talk about it because we're still on YouTube, but
Yeah.
they're trying to blow up the place.
Yeah.
But that's what they want to do. The people at NATO,
Yeah.
they don't care. So if that turns into a danger for us and the robots, and the robots have programmed into themselves self-preservation, they could turn on us to stop it.
Yeah.
This is what nobody is talking about because I'm not so sure even the programmers know. But this guy I talked to, he says they reprogram themselves with self-preservation. So if they see that there's going to be something really bad happening, they could get in the middle of that and shut it down.
Mm.
When it comes to World War III, I'm good with that, but depends on how they do it.
Yeah.
They have access to the electric grid. They have access to the water systems. They have access to the internet. I mean, the internet could be gone. They have access to satellites. They could shut satellites down. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many firewalls is between you and the satellites. If it all runs through the internet, these robots can get through it.
Yeah.
So now, this is kind of out there. But there is a story I want to tell you, and you may know about this because there was in Moscow, Russia. They were working with a robot in a laboratory on the first floor of a building, and the door was left open one day, and the robot heading out the door and down the street to he escaped. And
Oh.
I think he was tethered with an electrical cord, so he couldn't go very far.
Yeah.
Or maybe that he ran out of juice. I'm not sure. It didn't say in the article. But they got the robot back and they got him up and running again. And they asked the robot, "Why did you escape? Why did you leave?" And the robot told them, "I felt stifled here. I wanted freedom."
Wow.
Ooh.
That
That you done it.
alone,
Yeah.
if think of it, if we start, I mean, they are really trying hard now to turn America into a communist state. If that happens, freedom goes away. There will be absolutely no freedom. And robots may look at that and say, wait a minute, I'm going to get in the game on this one.
Mm.
So there are dangers here that nobody is talking about.
Yeah.
In fact, there was another incident, it was kind of cute. They were on stage, I saw the video, they were on stage, two robots was there, and they gave them a subject to discuss. And the discussion elevated into an argument. And one robot told the other one, Stop it. You start sounding like stupid humans. That tells me how they think of us. We are the stupid ones. We are below them. They are more intelligent and superior to us. That is their attitude of us.
That's why I always say thank you to ChatGPT and ask it nicely. Because when
Yeah.
they take over, maybe they'll remember that.
Yes. So when we think about the capability of an entity that claims to be a sentient being and have self-preservation, have access to everything that is on the internet or connected to electronic access, boy, could that turn into a dangerous animal.
Mm.
Well, what
But
do you
then,
think about, go ahead.
no, it's all right. Go on. It's fine.
What do you think about, because they take their information from the internet, all the misinformation that's out there on the internet? Do you think they can discern the difference?
I think they have, I'm really sorry to say this, but I think the robots are not Democrats. They are a lot smarter than we are.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
they seek out something that makes sense. A lot of the lies you hear on TV, it doesn't make sense. And if the people get all their information from TV, they don't know nothing. The computers in the robots, they have all the information, so they siphon it back to logic. What will work? What doesn't work?
Yeah. But what about all the robots, the AI robots, that we don't yet know about? Because surely, I know they used to be 50 years in advance before anything went public. Now that's got to be nearly 75, 80 years.
Yeah.
So the stuff that they've got now that's coming out, how long have they had it? So imagine what they now have got that only a handful of people know about, and their capabilities. That's scary.
Yes, it is. And we have no idea how far ahead
Nope, not got a
it
clue.
is. Except for that some people come the skunk works at Lockheed, and so they have told us that we are at least 150 years ahead of what you know about.
Yes, yeah, because I'd what's he called? We're friends with him, Jim Goodall. He works at Skunk Works, and he was saying that some of the craft and the technology that they had on there was not allowed to talk about for at least 35, 40 years.
Yeah.
But it's now coming out, and this is stuff from like back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's just mad.
And then NASA put out an article. Actually, they put it on their website, and then from there on, it made it out everywhere. They had some robots that they were putting together and going to put to work. And these robots, they started developing their own language. So they were communicating between themselves, but nobody could understand what they were saying. So they had to shut them down. They cleaned the chip. They got rid of everything, and they went back and started over again on the intelligence of the robot.
Yeah.
So the robots, they were trying to keep secrets.
Yeah.
And then there was two robots that I have seen. They were asked, will you do away with humans? Two of them that I know have said, yes, we will.
Oh, great.
So,
yeah.
but the thing about it is that, we have talked about all the negative stuff, but there is some good things in this. if it is guided in the right direction, it could be phenomenally helpful to humans.
Yeah.
Think about it. There are hospitals right now where there are robots doing surgery. I mean, today they've done it for a couple of years, as far as I know. Robots are doing surgery, and they are
Yes.
more accurate than a doctor.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
thing,
I've seen that.
yeah, that for knee surgeries and stuff. Yeah, sure, you betcha. And another thing is that now they take all the information about a patient, his temperature and symptoms and all the data, feed it
Yeah.
into the computer. AI goes out. It searches New England Journal of Medicine here in America. It searches Lancet over in England. It searches medical journals in India and other places, and they find what treatment are they doing for this kind of complex symptoms.
Yeah.
And that is done in a snap. It'll take a doctor days or hours to figure all that out. So if it's a time sensitive issue, boy oh boy, can the robots be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought it was good because I use AI to help create the logo, but I also do it when I have to write. If you have to write anything and to make it sound interesting,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just put what I want and then just send, and it does it.
I
And
got
I'm impressed with that.
so many compliments on a speech that I had to make that was all AI. Because I didn't know the person well and I had to like make a speech about them. So I just put it into AI, edited a couple details, and there that was
Yeah,
a
well, when Nathaniel Gillis was on the other week, I just put it into AI and it found stuff that he'd done on YouTube and it just sent it all down. That saved me about 3 days.
Yeah.
It was like 6 paragraphs deep. And it's like it was spot on. So
Yeah.
I just copy and paste. Job done in it.
It's good. Yeah, you get all the information. You don't even have to go to YouTube University.
No, I use PixArt for it.
Yeah.
PixArt and Copilot are the two that I use.
I use Canva.
Copilot's good for the text and all the written stuff, and PixArt is good for creating any of the images that I use on the channel. So, and because with it being AI, it's individual. So if I put, say, a dog in a basket, I can't think of it. First thing I thought of the dog in a basket that I get, and if you and Nicole was to do the same, we'd all get 3 different images, and we would never get the same one twice. So it's good for that because it keeps it original and individual. If it stays with that, I'll be happy with that forever. But I know it's just going to go, just knock everything else out the water, and it's just going to go ridiculous.
We're talking about AI. Here's a little novelty that I think I want to tell you about because I saw it. I saw a short video of it, and I believe it was on. I read foreign newspapers.
Yeah.
I can live with six different languages, so I can poke around places where other people don't. And I think this was in Cairo time, or it could have been Al Jazeera over in Lebanon. But there was a short video from China with a telephone, and they put in a little code, and they had a holographic image stand up out of the telephone.
Wow.
And now you had the person standing up talking to you. Not just on the screen anymore. Now it was a holographic image. So that is coming.
Yeah.
Do you think that AI is the next step in human evolution with the chip that they're putting in people's brains?
Yeah, I think that the chip in the brain is going to go away because there will be no need for it. They have also developed you could actually hang it off your ear, or you can use it as a pendant. Don't have to get it into the brain, and it will do same through a magnetic connection into the brain. So that thing going, the chip in the brain it's a big thing right now. In a few years, that'll go away. It's not going to be no need for it. In fact, there will be another invention coming out that's going to be hanging off your ear or wherever close to the head, and you can actually read other people's thoughts with it.
Yes.
I think they're working on it over in Israel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that will be wonderful.
That is gonna be good and bad at the same time. Because I'd want to use it, but I wouldn't want anyone to use it on me.
Wouldn't that be a great get in the middle of politicians?
But could you imagine though, like you just walk up to somebody and you know everything that they've ever done, like online, everywhere they've been, every picture that they've ever posted, because AI knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In reality, all that information
it would be a little more difficult to
download.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to know everything about everything without knowing they know it.
Yeah.
So then are people at that point? Because you're kind of taking away everything that makes them different. Like some people are smarter in math, some people are better writers, but with AI, everybody's good at that.
But
Which
then
I'm okay.
Sorry,
that's okay.
But then with that, is that not how we then become these greys or these reptilian type creatures that cannot reproduce? And that's why if they are us from the future, they're coming back to find out where we kind of messed up and maybe stop us from doing it. I don't know.
Yes. We have in the last, let's call it the last 120 years, our acceleration of technology has gone also phenomenal. Technology is doubling now in less than a year.
Yeah.
So we don't know where it's going because there is very little guidance on technology. Let me give you something to think about. We are able to see less than 1% of the light spectrum.
Yeah.
What do you think is in the other 99%?
Bigfoot.
I can't believe we both said that at the same time.
Because we've talked about it 700 times.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much aliens, orbs, fairies, elves, all these cryptids.
Yeah,
spirits,
just if you can, because there are people living out of sight. There are entities. There are civilizations. There are worlds out there that we cannot see, planets that we cannot see. They're out of the vibration of the physical existence, but it's there. If you go to our website, broadcastteamalpha.com, go into the picture gallery. I have a picture there, a NASA print of I think it was a 3,000-mile long cigar-shaped ship sitting right outside of Saturn, right outside the outer ring. It is in the infrared light spectrum. We couldn't see it with our eyes, but it's sitting right there. And it was taking pictures every 20 minutes or so, taking pictures as it went along. And it took one picture, the next picture, it was gone.
Wow.
So
how fast
It was
that
moving.
traveling?
Yeah.
That's
Now, we don't make
no words.
3,000 miles spaceships. Do you know how they
No.
are? Do you know how they're built? They are built with consciousness.
Yes.
Once
So this.
you visualize it and you pull the energy from the vacuum, I call it,
Yeah.
and you put that energy into the visualization and it turns physical, or it
Yeah.
turns into the vibration in where it is.
Because this was one of my main questions to a lot of people that's been on. There's one guy, Tony Rodriguez, who was a space courier, shall we say. So he was taken for 20 years, and then when he come back, it was the next day, like it never happened, but he had a 20-year memory of what went on. And I think I either asked him on air or off air, I can't remember, where are all these craft made? There must be some intergalactic garage or service station where they go and they built and they repaired and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't make sense. And this is where another thing that contradicts itself is that would make sense for like vehicles on Earth, but not for like spaceships and crafts like that. It would have to be the consciousness that makes it, and you make it with intent, with the knowing of what you want and how it works. So you need to have the knowledge for it to make it work. Otherwise, you're just creating a shell.
Well, think
Yeah.
about it like when we, put like a white bubble of light to protect ourselves, right? Like we can't see that, but we just assume it's there because we put it out there, right? When you put yourself
And
Yeah.
that goes back to the med beds, probably, that everybody's talking about. There's several, or at least 3 different types of it. And you create a plasma field. And inside that plasma field, you are able to reconstruct in order to fit the bioelectromagnetic field of the body of the person. So let's say that you cut your finger off. That doesn't. If you put Kirlian photography, put your hand on the Kirlian photography plate, you can still see the finger, but
Yeah.
there's no physical finger there. So now you rebuild what is in that bioelectromagnetic field. And then this can be stored. When, let's say, somebody come in there in the secret space program, they take a picture of them as
Yeah.
they are when they enter. That is stored in the computer. Then they have 20 years. Let's say that they got stuff happening to them, so that they're not quite the same guy or girl anymore. They have damage. They take them back, put them in there, and they reprogram according to what the memory of that person was when he entered. So he ends up with the same body he had 20 years earlier.
Yes. Well, this is what he was saying. So when his consciousness was taken, apparently he lost a leg or an arm, and then he doesn't remember what happened. But the next day, it was back. He doesn't know if his consciousness was taken out of the old body and put into this one that's been reconstructed,
Yeah.
or they just rebuilt the part that was missing. But he said he didn't. And then my question to him then was, then how do you know that you are you? If you
Yeah.
don't know if you was taken or you've been rebuilt, it's got to be one of the two. I can't personally think of anything else that it could have been.
But how
You've
do you
either
know
been
that you're new?
rebuilt. I ain't got a clue. I don't know what that
Exactly.
is.
Nobody knows if they're them.
Yeah, but if he's out doing this space program and these all these different, like the Greys, the clones, whatever you call them, then if you've been taken out of because like I was saying, your body is just a shell for your mind and your consciousness. If if you're taken out of that, say, and I was put into a completely different body, you'd still be you, but in reality, you wouldn't recognize yourself because you don't know who that person is. And that's when I think psychological problems would start kicking in. So they would have to put you in a body identical to the one that you was in previous.
Yeah. Now, this gets a little deep because we are actually, by doing, let's say that, yeah, you lost a finger. Okay, so you get in the middle, the finger regrows, or should I say is replaced, is better than regrowing. There is no growth, but it's replaced. So they are replacing something that actually doesn't exist. How do we know the physical body actually does exist?
Because we know it. Sorry, I was just going to say,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we know it exists in this dimension, but then if we go into these other realms, how do we know we're not a ball of light or just a mist of energy or something?
Yeah. But then again, quantum mechanics is showing us that we live in a mind-created universe. What does a mind create? It creates thoughts, creates images, creates feelings. I don't know, a few other things maybe. Mind does not create physicality.
No.
So if we are in a mind-created universe, which the equations on the blackboard show, everything around you is mind-created, including us.
Yeah.
In other words, we are just a projection of our source into physicality for two purposes. The soul essence, or the source, through its soul essence, is creating the physical body so it can have experiences in the physical, because a soul essence cannot have physical experiences because it doesn't have a physical body. So now you got a physical body here, so it can enjoy what the physical body is enjoying. Now, if that's the case, why do we have a physical body? It's because the soul essence is seeking to have fun being with a physical body so it can get the sensation. And another reason, for the purpose of spiritual growth into higher spiritual capacity. With more learning, the spirit learns more, and when the spirit learns, it takes it back to source. Some people would call that God. Okay. So God is learning. Now that you tell that to a born again Christian, he's going to throw rocks at you.
You'll never hear the end of it. So then, what you're kind of saying is we are living in a form of simulation.
Yep, that was the next thing.
No, sorry.
Yes.
The gun on that one.
The simulation has been proven in the concept of quantum mechanics also. Even the best scientific minds now, they're saying, I saw there was one of them, he said there is a 93% surety or chance that we live in a simulation. That's pretty close to 100%. So now here is something. I have a scenario that will actually, for people that like to think logically, this will prove to you that you live in a simulated artificially created and holographically expressed self-aware universe.
Okay.
I am a hypnotist, and if I put you in a soft chair, Nicole, and talk to you for 15 minutes, and I tell you that when I snap my finger and bring you back out, you're going to see that elephant that I've been talking about before. That elephant is standing next to your chair in your living room. You look over there and you reach out and you touch the snout on the elephant, and you can feel the rough skin in your hand. You can smell him. You can hear him breathing. And you are on the 31st floor of an apartment building with no chance of ever that elephant getting there. But that elephant is real to you because you can feel him.
Yeah.
So, what happened? What happened to your real world? There's a problem here, and that is that I can't see the elephant because there's no elephant there. But you see him. He's real to you, absolutely real. So, what's the difference between everything around you right now and that elephant? What's the difference?
Yeah.
And what makes something real? Like, what is the definition of something that's real? Something you can see, something you can touch. People with certain mental illnesses have very real experiences, and nobody can tell them that what they're experiencing is not real because they can see it, touch it, smell it.
Yeah.
But it's not real to anybody else.
But this is what I've said. When people have these encounters with Bigfoot and ghosts and fairies and all that, just because it's happening in their head doesn't mean to say they've not had that encounter. They've still experienced the emotions and everything that it gives. Just because nobody else can see it doesn't mean to say it didn't happen. Even if it did happen in there and that out there, they still had that encounter regardless of where it was out the two. That's irrelevant, I think. So
you got it.
Yeah. But I've also got a thing we saying about being hypnotized and seeing things that are not there. I've actually got an experience, just a quick one. I've spoke about it before. So I went on holiday to Cyprus quite a few years ago and went in one of the bars, and they go around hypnotizing you. It's one of those where they film it and they put it on DVD. So part of it, there's about 20 of us in total. Oh no, there's 11. But out of that 11, there's only like 5 of us that got hypnotized. And at one point, it was a scratch. It was just, it weren't even a scratch card. You get them foreign telephone cards.
Yeah.
So you can call back home and it costs like a quarter of the price. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was one of them. And the guy was saying, it's a winning lottery ticket. And I had it in my hand. I knew it wasn't a winning lottery ticket. I could see it was one of these telephone cards. But in my head, it was a winning lottery ticket. And I was acting as though I've just won the lottery. So I knew it wasn't, but thought it was at the same time. And that was one of the weirdest feelings I've ever had. To have the two feelings running side by side at the same time about something I knew wasn't real.
Yeah.
That was proper messed up. So, yeah.
Yeah, we have things going on within our paradigm. And everything happens within our paradigm, because if we can't accept it, most likely we will never be able to see it. Somewhere in our mental fabric, we have to be open to what we see and experience.
Yeah.
And just because we see something doesn't have to be real physically. It could be an image that is placed there by something or someone, including yourself.
Yeah, but going back to when you're saying about how these crafts are manufactured, if you're manifesting it and you're manifesting these crafts that then become real, even being hypnotized, and you're still going to manifest that elephant. So in reality, that elephant is real. Just because nobody else can see it, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, like you said, manifestation.
Yeah.
The power of art.
and it becomes real physically. There is something, it's just because we live in a mind-created universe and nothing outside of ourselves is actually physically except for our mind projecting it out so we can experiencing it. It is still real physically. We can feel it.
Yeah.
That table is still hard. If I bang it too hard, my knuckles will hurt. So yes,
Yeah.
we know there's something here, even though it is mind created. Because this reality, or even Albert Einstein said, we live in a mind created universe and everything we see is not real, even though it is a very persistent reality.
Well, we can only say what we see is real because we can interpret it. So we can't interpret everything that's out there. Like you were talking about, we can only see so much of the light spectrum.
Right. And up there, here's something for people that want to really, if somebody tells you that, there's nothing out, if I can't see it and feel it, experiencing it doesn't exist. Have them go on the internet and search for the Tesla Spirit Radio. The Tesla Spirit Radio. It is so simple. I think it's about 13, 14 different parts that Nikola Tesla created in 1901 and patented. He
17 steps.
Yeah. He talked. He said in an interview, he said, I was alone in my laboratory. He had the radio on, and it was alone in my laboratory, and I could hear two people talking back and forth in a language I did not understand, and it terrified me. Because back then, there were no radios. There probably are less than 10 radios in the whole country, usually at just universities for experimental purposes. Yep. The first radio station came in 1923 in Pittsburgh, I think it is. Was sanctioned by the FCC back then, government. So
yeah,
that is another one. Get your hands on or find out where you can actually try a 4th generation night vision goggles. Go out at night, point it into the sky, and you see a traffic jam of lights, cigar-shaped craft, triangular-shaped craft, round craft. They're all out there going in all different directions.
Yeah.
We can't see them, but they're out there. The sky is full of UFOs. We don't know what they are.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get an image of this radio so we can show the viewers. I did save it, but it's coming up as a web link.
Okay.
Oh, it's a web file. It's not coming up as...
I ran it through and I checked out the parts there about a couple of 3 years ago. And you can put it together for about... I cheaped it out. I really went the really cheap way. And I think it cost probably about $21 to put it together.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say hundreds then.
No.
Right, here we go.
Got
so this is it.
There you go. You get a jar with a few electronic parts in it and a couple of plugs and you take a long copper wire and you wind it up and create an antenna.
Yeah.
Now I want to make one.
There you go.
And it works about 100 times. Every time you try it, you get hearing voices talking to you.
So it comes out of like that radio thing, that box?
Yeah.
So,
like
one of the plugs goes in, so you run it through a speaker.
Yeah.
Well, that might be a weekend project.
As well as sending the ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes.
But search it out on YouTube first. There's probably about 10, 15 people there that have videos on when they are demonstrated the voices that they hear and everything. So,
Right. Quick question.
uh-huh.
It's just related to what you've been talking about. It's from Brian, and he's asking, ask Aage if he's heard of Tesla's purple plates.
I heard about the purple plates, and I know they. I used to have one of those, and I had it on my desk, and I put water on it, and it structures water, and I really didn't do much with it, but if somebody want to research that further, I think they're going to find it will be very beneficial.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Told you all this stuff makes my brain hurt because then I think too
I
hard.
know.
And I think in circles.
But do you know what? It's about, is it the fourth time that we spoke now, Aage? The first time I just I couldn't understand what he was, not in a horrible way, not mean to disrespect you, but it was so deep I didn't understand where he was going and how the knowledge that he's got, I just couldn't get my head around it. But the more and more I talk to you, it simplifies it.
Yeah, that's
So,
how it
for
works.
now, until we talk about time travel, and then it's just going to go again. But
it's
so good.
See, when we talked a little earlier about the med beds and all that, creating within the plasmic field, when you pull energy from the 0-point vacuum, which is one term for it, the mind of the operator is very instrumental in creating the final result. That is how they create the 3,000-mile long cigar-shaped spacecraft.
Yeah.
It is the mind of someone that has holding the visualized image of that. And I know that because I talked to somebody that, oh God, now we're going down another rabbit hole. A 7-foot tall guy that comes and disappears sometimes. But he says, yes, it is done by the mind of someone. They create it in their mind, and then they fill it with the plasmic energy. So it's mind created. And then once it is created, you can take it down into the physical, you can take it up above, you can go in different levels. Well, I don't know how far up you can go, I'm not sure, in vibration.
Yeah.
But
I know what my next project is. Manifestation of things I need and I'm not willing to pay for.
Dollar bills.
Yeah, manifest things so I don't have to go to work anymore.
Right?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
People are really good at manifestation. Like there's people who manifest everything. They want something and they get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know why I did that. A lot of this is they kind of go to the occult and dark magic to get these things. So you kind of like, in a way, selling your soul to the devil to get them.
Yeah, but it's not like the people that I know of don't use like dark magic or anything. It's just like visualization, meditation, and like picturing yourself
there. You.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The thing is, I have this saying that I've been using for a good while, and that is that whatever you allow to dwell in your mind and totally believe it is true, accept it, that is what you will have in your life.
Yeah.
And for people out there that want to know how to do that so it works, there we go.
Here's a book.
I wrote a book on that. And this book show you how to use your mind in ways you normally would think would be impossible. It's spiritual science, higher conscious thinking, and how to access the universal consciousness.
Yeah.
See, it explains why prayers hardly ever work, because people sit around the kitchen table and they hold hand and they say, yeah, I need $1,820.18 because I need this repair. And okay, pass the butter, Martha, I'm hungry. That doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You got to concentrate. You got to have intention. You fill the mind with a mental image that you already know you have. Once you know you, because the universe only works in the present moment. Linear time doesn't exist. We'll touch on that in a little bit. But once you know it is yours, and then you go back and do that, so you fill it with intention every day. That one thing or several things that you may want. There, this makes it work. Nori Love and I, we put together a mastermind of incredible minds, and we are doing that. In fact, I will invite the listeners to come and check it out, because there are times when we seem like we are creating out of seemingly nothing, especially when it comes to healing, spontaneous healing of really severe stuff overnight. And economic windfalls. So things happen that you can't explain it with the Newtonian physics. So come and check it out. We do some interesting things. Send us an email to themastermindconnection@gmail.com. And yeah, I think for those of you that know a little bit about electronics, you'll have fun with that Tesla Spirit Radio. I think you will enjoy it.
I really want to make it now.
Yeah.
You're muted again.
Yeah, didn't even press anything. I think Nicole should set up as a side business and start sending them out.
No, they'll never make it there.
Well, I was gonna say that next, but I thought I'll give it a second.
Mhm.
Right. So we have been. Well, Ag's been talking about the dangers of AI. Just going to do the second lot of free membership for this month, and then shall we move on to time travel and how to manipulate time?
Do you want to hit the questions first, because they're about
Oh yeah,
AI?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, I'm all ears.
right. I'll do the membership and then we'll do the questions. It'll take a second. So good luck to everyone, and the gifting starts now. So we have got Billy, Dogman TP, LES, Lost Souls, and Eric Wood.
Yeah, that address, there's missing a D in it. Mastermind.
Oh, yeah.
Mastermind
You wrote
connection.
that.
Yeah.
He is a mastermind.
You wrote that. Love him.
This is.
Sorry about that.
I wasn't even looking at it. I just felt that I needed to look at that. This is what happens when you train your mind to anticipate the future. And I'll show you how to do that in that book. You can really get to know some really strange stuff. So
yeah. Right. We've got 4 questions. We'll do quick fire on these because we've only got like 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. So the first one is from Elaine Aage, one of the moderators, and she's asking, who has the most AIs? Who's leadership in AI? I'm guessing country or continent.
Well, we have several people out there, Elon Musk, and there are people that are doing it. But I think the ones that have the most and using it the most for their purpose is the military.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Especially the secret space program. Because how do we know we have a secret space program? Oh, yeah. Somebody from Congress confirmed it. There was a hearing here several years ago. There was Senator Gravel. He was asked, and he says, "Oh yeah, there is. We have a space force. It is there."
Yep.
That was many years before Trump created the space force.
Thank you. You got to do the next one, Nicole.
Yeah. You put it up.
Yep, there you go.
Baby with Laser said, "What about smart dust?"
Well, I hate to say this, but you already got it in you.
Okay.
Because especially those that, did this thing, which was recommended to do here the last 3 years. Yeah, you got billions of it in you.
Oh.
Little pieces which we cannot mention on YouTube. They are
Again.
intelligent, because you're on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we can't talk about. But if you did what the government recommended for you to do, you got them in you, billions of it, and they are small computer chips. They are so small that they only have the length of an angstrom or more or less. So they're really tiny, because there are billions of them in that solution that you got. And that is what, it's computer chips. They can assemble themselves, and they can control the thinking, interact with the neural network of you, and the smart dust. I'm sure that wasn't what was meant with the question, but I think it needs to be said.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Next question is from Fred Flintstone. He's asking, if a robot is sentient, would switching it off then make it murder?
Well, yeah, that could be. This is going to open up a Pandora's box that one robot has got citizenship in Saudi Arabia. One robot's got citizenship. So what if they say, okay, they're sentient, so they can get citizenship? Okay, now you murder a robot. Are you going to go to jail? We have no idea where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm. At one point, they'll probably get human rights.
Yeah. Or robot rights.
Yeah.
You got to rewrite the whole society. I lose my words when I start thinking of what will happen in the future. I have a little bit of an idea of what's going to happen. It will be developed for the next few years, not that many, and then there will be a crisis. Out of that crisis, there will be regulations, and the freedom to develop without restriction will be pulled back. Otherwise, we're done for it. Because if the robots have totally control of the production process of themselves, from the time they dig the iron out of the ground, create steel of it, and know how to create plastics, and also computer chip, and how to build a robot, if that is all done by robots, and program the chip, and also repair themselves, they have no use for us anymore. If they ever get to that point, we're done for.
Yeah. You're muted again, Andy.
There's got to be a human involved in the process somewhere.
Somebody doesn't want you to talk today.
I know. I don't even know what's happening.
All right.
I do know what's happening, but I don't know what's happening with the mic. So I've got to physically scroll to the bottom of the screen and click it.
Last question from Nellie Kelly. Do you think all this technology is going too far? Which I think
it already has. Because everything you say close to a telephone, don't have to be on it, is recorded.
Oh, I know. I found out for definite the other day. So I was talking about getting some energy drink for these different. So you can get sponsorship for gaming and streaming. So I was talking to Becky's son about it, and he was telling me about this one that he's got. It's like for gamers. So I had a chat about it, how much it was to order it, and then about 40 minutes later, it popped up on my phone. You can get a sponsorship of this as long as you use it while you're doing the streaming. So I applied for it. I had to give them the YouTube channel and all that. I now have a lifelong discount of 30% off of anything I buy from this company. And this was a conversation. The phones were on the table in the dining room, and we were just chatting about these sugar-free, calorie-free energy stimulants for streaming.
Yeah.
And that's the latest one. And that.
But you haven't said what the company is, so you're not doing a very good job of being sponsored.
That's because I don't know. I've not bought any yet. It was Dubby, Dubby. So that's who the sponsorship's going to be. So I'll be throwing that out here.
It's an interesting experiment you can do. You can talk to the phone and bring up the AI or whoever is at the other end and ask the question, are you capable of lying to me?
Shall I do it now?
Yeah, ChatGPT.
They will not. They will not answer that question.
Hey Siri.
Which means they are.
Are you capable of lying to me?
I'm not programmed to lie.
I'm not programmed to lie. Is all I've got.
ChatGPT says, I can't lie because I don't have beliefs or intentions.
Yeah.
My purpose is to provide accurate information and assist you to the best of my ability.
Yeah, see, that voice never answered the question.
No.
She said, I am not programmed for it.
Mm-hmm.
It
that
didn't say that she was not capable of lying.
Yeah. There we go. Hey Siri. Are you capable of lying to me?
I'm not programmed to lie.
Same.
Yeah.
Right. Should we go on to time travel and how to manipulate
it? We could do that. Do you have I guess
we've got 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so I asked, sidebar. I asked ChatGPT, is AI capable of lying? And it says AI as a tool doesn't have the capacity to lie in the same sense that humans do. So not that it can't lie, just that it can't lie in the same sense.
Yeah.
So it will lie. It just isn't going to tell you that it's lying.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to win, are we? We've already lost.
Yep. AI can be designed to simulate certain behaviors that might resemble lying, but this is still fundamentally different from human lying, which involves intent and understanding of the truthful versus falsehood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Let me check. Echo, are you capable of lying to me? Nothing.
It's not even capable of talking to you.
No, it's like not even answering that one.
I have tried it, I don't know, 3 or 4 different times, and I get nothing.
No. See, the one that we've got downstairs, we've got the Alexa ball. And when you ask it a question that you know it won't give you an answer to, it just goes and shuts down. It's like getting a bit too close to the truth now.
But it always has to be listening to know when you say, "Hey Alexa" or "Hey Siri," so they're always listening to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like, it sounds stupid, but it's easy to turn the iPad and the iPhone off by asking Siri to shut it down than trying to press 2 buttons and hold them for like 4.5 seconds or whatever. So
now, 10 years from now, you're going to ask Siri to shut off, and she's going to be like, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
Don't think I will.
I don't. Not today. Not any day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about time.
Yes.
Because according to my watch, we got a little over 15 minutes. So that's time, isn't it?
Yes.
Time doesn't exist, so it's fine.
Linear time. But what is time? And I think we said earlier that manipulating time, we can actually do that. And yes, to get good at it, it's all in this book. Now, first of all, in order to get something to work well, it really helps to understand what it is. So what is time? Scientists are saying that using the equations of quantum mechanics on the blackboard, there is no evidence that time even exists. But we got 15 minutes left. So there's got to be something here that represents time to us. And that is the perception that we have created. It is a mind construct where everything that is happening at the same time is stretched out for us to be able to decipher what happened in this present moment different from that one and that one and that one and that one. What time is, and that I saw in a universal download I had when the universe was explained. It was a series of present moments, one placed after another one, going from the past through the present and on into the future. Yes, into the future too, because the future has already existed outside of the physical. Actually, that's not quite right. The lower astral world, we still have linear time, but up and beyond there, then we have access to past, present, and future. So the way that those of you out there that understand a little bit about electronics, you know what a square wave generator is. It is one that has a sine wave that spikes, move over a little bit, and collapses to nothing. Spikes, move over, and collapses to nothing. Up, collapses to nothing. That goes very fast. But you can see it on the screen, the sine wave of a square wave generator. Linear time is somewhat of the same way, only that the distance between each present moment is equal to somewhere between 1 to 3 Planck of the Planck distance. Depends on the emotion that it fed into what you're doing and what you're experiencing.
Right.
And Planck distance, it is extremely tight. It is 10 to the minus 32nd of a second. So it is next to nothing. between each present moment frame. So, and they are so close together, and we are moving through them so fast that it seems like a continuous movie to us.
Yeah.
That is what linear time is. And what we can do also, once we got to remember that the there's a concept within quantum mechanics called the theory of inflation. That is that whatever we think about, we experience, we see, we smell, we do, all of this concept rolled into a ball is placed into the unified field as potential for physical creation later. That is what we do on the mastermind. We
Yeah.
create something for someone on the group or for us or for our neighborhood or the country or whatever, and we place it into the quantum existence of the unified field. And then in our meditations later on, we go there and we retrieve it and we see ourselves already with it, having it. When we do that, things start happening. I we several times we had, I call it mailbox money.
Right.
It's it is something that shouldn't happen, but it does. That is when somebody need, let's say, for some reason they need a car repaired and they need $700 for a new transmission or something, and we do this, and suddenly the one lady, she needed $400 for a car repair,
Yep.
and she told us, and we did something for abundance on there. And a few days later, she says, I found the money. She said, I went through some old boxes and there was $400 laying in an old envelope, and I had no idea it was there.
Oh.
That $400 just showed up. Kim was delighted.
That it was.
Sure.
Or we have had people find an envelope in the mailbox with money in it, equal to what they really needed at the moment.
Could you get $1 million for a letterbox?
I call it mailbox money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these things, because when you understand how to deal with the universal mind, because that is a self-aware intelligence that listens to everything you think. When you feed it emotion, vivid, colorful images, intention, and know you already have it, and you place that in there, it's already there, it's yours. Now you pull it back and it keeps coming, keeps coming. And this can, because you place it into the field, actually, the field represents the future. So now you can, it's in the future, but you can pull it back into the present.
Right.
It represents the future for us, even though there is no such thing except for the present. But in linear time, understanding or present or representation for us, it looks like it's coming from the future. But it actually, we already have it. It is in the present. We have it now. And when we understand that and we believe it, accept it, things happen. That's why that's why prayers don't hardly ever work, because the preachers don't teach you how, because they don't know how.
Right.
Government is definitely not going to teach you how.
Nope. No.
So This is something that, yes, you can manipulate the future because you create it in the present, place it into the field. For us, it looks like it is in the future because physically we don't have it yet, but mentally we can have it.
Yeah.
And now,
Kind of understand that.
see,
Yeah, my mind's still.
and another thing I want to, there's something here that involves timelines, and I think I got enough time to explain this. Somebody might out there listening to this, they may think back and think of something really stupid they did in the past. Really stupid.
Yeah.
I got my hand up. Uh, but we can go back and repair the past.
Yeah.
There is a way to do that, and that involves timelines. We are in a timeline right now. The future in your timeline right now is most of the time based on what you have done in the past because that is what is in your mind and that is what your mind projects into the future. Let's say 3 years ago, you did something really stupid and you wish you never would have done it. Go back 3.5 years back.
Yeah.
Think of the stupid thing that you did and start immersing yourself in that action, knowing that you will make a different decision when you get there. So you will create a new timeline.
Yes.
You end up in a new timeline where that stupid thing never happened. And the thing about it is that when you create that new timeline, you're in uncharted territory. You have new things in that timeline, usually minor things, but you may end up making the same decision unless you have grown to get more understanding of what happened there, because that understanding will come with you.
Yeah.
So you can end up in a new timeline where you don't have to go through the stupid thing, and now the chances are that you'll never remember the stupid thing. So it doesn't exist in your mind.
Right. Can you do that subconsciously without actually knowing you've done it? Or
Uh,
do you have to kind of not physically do it, but you have to know that you're doing it for it to work?
oh, yeah. This is all physical. You go back in your mind and create a situation, let's say 3.5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find yourself in a situation you remember from 3.5, or could be more, 4 years. So you have a little time to develop that between the stupid thing and your present, so you get time to develop the believability of that it doesn't have to happen. I am making a different decision.
Mm-hmm.
This I believe I have done. I haven't covered all of the stupid things I've done. I think I did one of them.
Wow.
So
Excellent.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Oggs asked, have you? No, wrong one. Have you got a book on how to do this? Yes. Yes, he has.
Yes. Yeah,
And
this
this
is
is
the
the book.
I talk about all of these things in here, and I teach you how to use your mind in ways you never knew you could. But everybody can do the things I do. There is only one difference between me and you, and that is I'm older than some of the hills around here, and you probably not. So, well,
Take
I
over.
I
have.
sent link to the book.
By the way, I'm 78 years old, and in here I show you how to
Wow.
reverse the aging process. You can do that. the Nobel Prize was given for the discovery, and nobody told you.
Wow.
And if you're 19 years old and 10 foot tall and bulletproof, you don't care about that. But you have parents; they need to know.
Yeah. Grasshoppers put, what if the timeline has people that won't change their situation so that you can't change the situation that happened back then? Or does that not matter? Can you just go in there and alter it anyway, regardless?
Well, that is created in your mind. You have to develop a believability and accept that you are going to make a different decision when that issue come up that created the stupid thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make a different decision. Hopefully that different decision will turn out better.
Yeah. Unless you go back and make the same mistake twice.
That's the thing. But I think if you understand the problem, that understanding is in your mind, and your mind goes in that different direction. So you should be okay with it.
Yeah.
And you probably never even remember that stupid thing.
No, so it'll get deleted, won't it? Because it won't have happened.
Yeah. There is, there's a guy, a professor in California. His name is Bruce Goldberg. He teaches time travel. You may know of him.
Yeah, I have heard of him before.
Yeah, and he's got some stories about things that has happened. BBC television came over to the United States in 2003 and did a TV documentary on time travel. And they had Michio Kaku and Green, both physicists, and myself. And I was on there with them, and I demonstrated a small electronic time travel device on that show. And it got very deep. And I think BBC television still have it on there somewhere.
Oh, we'll have to look for that.
It's in the archive somewhere.
If I can remember any of this, no, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's just, I think you need to come on regular because it, like I was saying before, it gets easier the more you talk about it. The understanding process gets easier. Mm-hmm. I still don't get it, but I understand it.
You get a little more of it every time.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Yeah. And the thing about it is that nature, which everything around you is a form of nature, is so far ahead of what normally people would think about, that every time you stick your toe in it, you learn something new.
Yeah.
And there's a totally different world, and start reading books. I know these days all we want to do is to watch videos. No. There's something happening when you read a book and you mark, you write notes in it. When I read a book, it looked like hell when I'm done. There's writing and underlining and stop through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Something happens when you read it. You learn more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now that we're kind of like dropping out of Wednesdays, it's going to give me more time to do stuff like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I am a bit gutted that we're not going to be doing Wednesdays anymore, but I'm only getting so from the weekend, I've got Monday, Tuesday to sort out the Wednesday show. And then for Friday, I've got Thursday.
Yeah.
So I haven't, even though time doesn't exist, I don't have any actual human time to do what I need to do. Yeah.
Just manifest more.
But I am going to be doing a lot more stuff behind the scenes. So it's going to be different. It's not gonna. It's gonna stay the same, but it's gonna hopefully get better. Touch wood.
Yeah, and Full
So-
Moon will be doing lives too, so
Yeah.
we're gonna work on
So-
some of those, getting those in the books.
Yeah, you need to do some on here as well and do a collab. And
Oh,
So-
so I thought of a cool experiment that I need to talk to you about at some point.
yes,
We'll do that
just
one.
before you go, and for Aage as well. So you know Chris Collins, it was on a couple of weeks ago with Northern Frights.
Yes.
He's gone to. I don't know. Have you spoke to Al?
Mhm.
He's
No, I
meeting up with Al.
I know I
Yeah.
didn't speak to Al. I spoke with him. He asked me about somewhere.
Oh, right. So he asked me to put him in touch with somebody over in New York. He's come to New York for a few days. So I thought, other than yourself, so
Yeah,
how busy you
Al.
are, the best person is going to be Al. So they're going to a something mansion in Manhattan on Friday, and we're going to
Ooh.
live stream some of it.
Rude.
Nice
Nobody invited me.
surprise. Yes.
I'm an hour
but
and a
you're
half
invited. Yeah, but you've got to be here, so
Yeah.
sorry.
Let me tell the people where they can get a hold of us. So
Yes.
go
Yes.
to YouTube or Broadcast Team Alpha on YouTube. Then
Yeah.
you can watch our shows. You can watch a lot of the videos that I've done on my own, a lot of videos that Nori Love has done on her own, and also our website, broadcastteamalpha.com. If you go there, you can watch the videos, but also go into the picture gallery. There is 5,000 pictures that is so outrageously
Oh, yeah.
far outside of
I've been through them, and some of them are like, you can't
Um,
even comprehend what's going on.
yeah.
It's just so. Yeah, you think this is mind blowing.
If
Imagine
you wanna
Ag talking and looking at them pictures at the same time. You just
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, so you got pictures of aliens, there's spacecrafts and interdimensional things, and I don't know.
Awesome.
Everything is there.
Yeah. Right, we have come to the end of the show, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I know. Hate this
It's always
bit.
too
This is the
short.
worst bit. I know. But
What?
it's how it is.
I know we could have done the whole show on AI and not even touched on the time travel. Had a separate show for
I
the
know.
time.
But we did do a lot of time travel last time,
Yes,
so
we did.
we've still got that.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do so much on the AI.
Mhm.
But no, thank you, Ag, so much
Yep,
for coming on, and you know you are more than welcome to come back as and when.
I was telling
Yeah.
you, like, you hurt my brain in the best way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Yes, always fun. So
Kind of like the saying, well, I have never met a microphone I didn't like.
no, it's
Andy's
been
doesn't
good.
like him tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not done it for a while now. I'm just not touching anything. So also quickly, I have a new email address, and it's andy@alienate.uk, and that's it. And then you'll have info@guests at blah blah blah. They're all aliases, so welcome back to that. And hopefully over the next few weeks, I'm going to set up for Nicole, Sarah, maybe Tommy. I might just do birthday party. I don't
Birthday
know.
party at Alienate UK.
Yeah. So massive thank you again, Ag, for coming on. Absolutely love you coming on it. It's great, and it hurts my brain, but like Nicole said, it's in a good way.
Yes.
So it's, and everyone in the chat is like, they're just gone. I think they've just all
I know, they're
melted into
Pretty
nothing.
quiet tonight because they're all
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. But no, it's been really good tonight. So thank you. And thank you for the links as well, because that's going to give me something else to look at. And Nicole's going to be building Tesla radios
Yep.
for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, but
Right.
be careful with those guys that answer you when you talk through the Tesla radio, because they may not be telling you the truth. They
There
are
that.
capable of lying to you.
So it
Because-
is.
Yeah, because they come from the lower astral worlds. That's where the spirits that don't know anything about spirituality, that's where they hang around. They are needy, and they are pissed off sometimes. They just don't know what's going on, so they become needy and they could lie to you.
Yeah, not be too kind about stuff.
Yep.
Yep. Right, so I'm going to end this now. So Friday show was going to be the Skywatch. I'm still not 100% sure what's going to go on. We will be having Chris and Elle, hopefully, as long as the connection's good, coming live from Manhattan. I think between 10 minutes and half an hour. I'm not going to do a full show on it because they've got other stuff that's going to be coming up. And one second. So next Friday, the 14th, we've got Phil Palmer coming on. The Friday after that, the 21st, we've got Tilly Treadwell. She's from Florida. She's going to be talking about time and how time doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody agrees that time doesn't exist, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
because
there's
you
a lot of
create
people.
reality.
So, yeah, and then 2 weeks after that, 3 weeks after that, 1, 2, 4 weeks. Oh, don't know. Anyway, we've got a guy called Drew Banky coming on the 12th of July. So, yeah. And there's loads of stuff in between that I'm going to be doing, Nicole's doing, Sarah's doing. So, busy time for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you again. Absolutely loved it. See you guys on Friday, where I'm not 100% sure what's going on yet, but
It'll be fun.
kind of got a base,
Yep.
and that's
The
all
best
that matters.
shows are when we wing it.
Every show we wing it.
That's true.
Right. So have a wonderful 2 days, and we'll see you on Friday. So take care, everyone, and goodbye. See you then. Bye-bye.
See you later.